5 minutes ago, I checked the poll that is being conducted in this community, and 54% of us believe that Australia will win this test match and that Phil Simmons' final match as coach for the West Indies will end in defeat. I hope we are dead wrong, as I hope the players will send them off with a glorious victory. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cricket Forum. I'm very glad that you are here, and I hope you had a really wonderful day and that the West Indies cricket team will make it a very special night. This is Phil Simmons' final match as West Indies head coach. The afternoon will be sunny, but as the sun descends beyond the Adelaide skyline and the twilight, the dusk bear the beauty of Adelaide for the world to see. With 8 millimeters of grass on the pitch, it is expected to seem a little. It is expected to turn a little, but it's also expected that who can bat will make runs. With a record attendance expected, West Indies superstar captain and leading batsman and opener Craig Brathwaite lead his team to battle at the Adelaide Oval, with Australia on the hunt and West Indies hoping to end a 25-year wait for a victory in Australia. We look forward to this test match with optimism, which is Phil Simmons' final one as coach of the West Indies cricket team. This is his second stint as West Indies cricket team coach, but as he said yesterday, it is final. He'll not be a third one. I think Simmons will be going off into the franchise scene, and already he had secured a contract with Dubai in the International League T20, and I think that's where Simmons' future lies. We wish him all the best in his future. But before we look at this second test match between the West Indies and Australia at Adelaide, I want to cast my mind back to 30 years ago. To think of it, I don't even know if it was 30 years. I could have researched it and come with the exact thing, but that's not how legendary stories are told. They can't be too correct. They can't be too truthful and exact. I don't remember if it was December 1992 or January 1993, because usually in those days, we played the fourth test in January. There were no day and night match those days. But somewhere between Brian Lara magnificent 277 at the Sydney Cricket Ground in the third test, and Ambrose equally magnificent 7 wickets for 1 run in the fifth test at the Wacker, the original Wacker, when Ambrose bowled with fire and knocked over 7 Australian batsmen for only 1 run. Sandwiched between that magnificent spell and that magnificent double century by Brian Lara was a breathtaking match at the Adelaide Oval. As I said, I do not wish to get it correct. I do not want the exact details, but I know what I remembered. I don't remember if it was a Monday night or a Tuesday night, but I think it was a Monday night. I was then a student at the Micro University, and I was sitting in Mills Hall, the TV room, with scores of fellow students watching the final rites in that fourth test. It was a low-scoring match. You can research it. But I don't remember if it was Justin Langer who made his debut in that match. Yes, Langer made his debut in that match. But I don't remember if he was the 9th person out, because I remember he was the only one that giving West Indies some real resistance. Or maybe it was Shane Warne. But I know the last pair was Tim May and Craig McDermott. And when McDermott joined Tim May at the crease, Australia needed 42 runs to win. Having won the first match at Melbourne, Australia was leading the West Indies in a series for the first time in 15 years. But when McDermott joined Tim May, West Indies was on the verge of squaring the series. But Tim May and McDermott chipped away at the score. They chipped away, and they chipped away. With 2 runs remaining for victory, Cody Walsh bowled a ball to McDermott, and he clipped it off his pad. And there was dejection. But somewhere between the square leg umpire and the stump, there was a flash of white. And Desmond Haynes knocked down the ball exactly in front of him, and they could not get a run. If the ball had ricocheted into any other direction, West Indies would have lost. 2 deliveries afterward, Courtney Walsh bowled a screamer to Craig McDermott. Up to this day, some say it hit the helmet, the grill. Some say it hit the gloves. But by the time Juna Murray took the catch, the West Indies team was halfway off the field and the 2 Australian batsmen were standing. But the umpire then, an Australian, gave McDermott out, and West Indies won by 1 run. It was a breathtaking final. There was no umpire review in those days. There were no shirts with players' numbers on their back or name on their back. The umpire decision that time was final. There were stories that McDermott said that he nicked it, and afterward he said he didn't hit it. And there are stories in recent days where McDermott claimed that it came off his helmet. But what a breathtaking match was that. And I hope that as we look at tonight's match, it will be an equally breathtaking match, and that the West Indies again will come out victorious. I expect that if West Indies win the toss, they will bat second. I think they will bowl first. On the other hand, I think that if Australia win the toss, they will bat first. So either way, I think Australia is going to bat first. And I really expect Joseph, who it said was sick, had a fever at the start of this first innings in the first test, had a fever, and that's why he was a little lackluster. I hope that tonight they give Joseph the new ball from first over. I hope they do not get carried away by bowling short to Labuschagne. But I'm really looking forward to Joseph bowling that new ball with a consistent pace and hostility and bowling in the correct area as West Indies look to win their first match in Australia for 25 years. Labuschagne yesterday was named the #1 test batsman in the world on the heel of his 308. And with a batting lineup that includes Steve Simmons and David Warner and Travis Head, the Australian batting is a strong one. But West Indies show in those first 2 sessions of that first test match that they have the discipline to put the ball in the right area, to be consistent and to be determined. And we hope that Australia will succumb to the discipline of the West Indies bowlers tonight. The team is an injury-prone one. It is an injured field one. And the 11 that might start tonight will be the only 11 that can play. But whosoever play, we must support those players and give them our full positive energy. As Brian Lara did at the end of the first test, he was so proud of the effort of the West Indies players that he went to the changing room after his duties and spoke to the players for almost an hour, encouraging them and motivate them. I look forward to the West Indies team taking that inspiration that the great man himself gave them at the end of that first test into this match. I really hope that we sent off Phil Simmons with a victory. I really hope we rekindle that fire of 30 years ago, or almost 30 years ago, at the Adelaide Oval, where Walsh bowled that memorable, legendary delivery to get rid of McDermott. It didn't matter whether I'd hit the grill or the gloves. In those days, as I said, there was no DRS, and the West Indies has won. I remember earlier in that match, though, there was a ball that bowled, I think it was Bishop that bowled it to McDermott, and I'm sure he was dead plumb. So maybe, just maybe, the umpire was making up for that occasion. I'll take your comments. 007, good evening, everyone, again. I'll go with Brathwaite, Chanderpaul, Brooks, Thomas, Blackwood, Older, Da Silva, Chase, Joseph, Minley, and Philip. I think that's the same 11 I have 007. Steve Samuel. Our best spinner is Sunil Narayan. I want us to concentrate on the players that are in Australia at this time. There's another time when we can talk about Narayan, where we can talk about Carrier, we can talk about Moti and Hussain and Cornwall. But let us give the players in Australia at this time positive energy and talk about those who are there, as they are the one who will go into battle in a little over 3 hours from now. So let's give them good night, Patrick Abdullah. Bruce, going to be a real test for West Indies, given the conditions, and the pink ball will swing and bounce more. Yes, Bruce, is this the Bruce, the former JDF soldier? Thank you for that comment, Bruce. The pink ball is going to swing, and it's going to be very important, that twilight session just after dinner, what the ball do. The second new ball is also going to be very important. But as we did in Canberra, in that match versus the Prime Minister's 11, we batted well with the pink ball in that twilight session. I hope we do likewise in this test match. Claude Baquet, Steve, I don't believe Sunil is our best red ball bowler. Thank you, Claude Murphy. 007, Cornwall is the best red ball spinner, followed by Moti, Warwickon, Permal. Rally round whoever is on the park. Well done, Sheldon. I really appreciate this comment, Sheldon, because that's what we should be doing. We should be rallying around whosoever is in that 11 tonight. That is the team that is either going to make us sad or happy. So let's rally around who is on the park tonight. Well said. Alzari with new ball, and I really want to see him go up the order to bat even as night watchman. I open that they will give Azari the new ball. He's our fastest bowler. Why don't give him the new ball? Give Alzari the new ball. Let's go West Indies, right, Abdullah? I love that. Do we risk a Roach and Seals and Mayers or rest them? I've said it in picking my team yesterday that I will not be playing Roach, Mayers, Seals, or Bonham. The other 11 will play. My batting order is, And as I said yesterday, I will put Da Silva at 3. So Da Silva 3, Brooks 4, Blackwood 5, 6 will be Chase, 7 will be Thomas, and Thomas will keep wicket. So that Da Silva can concentrate on his batting. With Da Silva batting at 3 and doesn't have to think about his keeping and doesn't have to worry about batting up with the tail, I expect that he will make some runs. I expect him to give a good contribution. I would like to risk it. I would like to do something different. Put Da Silva at 3 and let Thomas keep the wicket. Hi, good night, Os. I am from Trinidad and Tobago. Also want time the game is starting. The game is starting at 12 midnight in Trinidad and the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, 11 p.m. in Jamaica. Thank you, Kurt, for that question. So it's midnight in the Eastern Caribbean, and thank you, 007. This is a wonderful community. Thank you, 007. We know what we are doing. I expect that if Australia bat first, and I do expect Australia to bat first, I do not see West Indies winning the toss and batting. I expect Australia to bat first. If Australia win the toss, I expect them to bat first. If West Indies win the toss, I expect them to put in Australia to bat. So I definitely expect Australia to bat first. If we get them out anywhere under 425, I'll be comfortable. I think they will bat first and make 425. I would not want them to go above 475, but I think 425 is just about par. Do I want West Indies to win this match? And am I supporting the West Indies team? Yes, I am supporting the West Indies team. Would I bet on the West Indies team to win this match? No. Is my heart there with the West Indies and hoping that they win the match? Yes. If this match in particularly go into a fifth day, the West Indies team will win many more fans. Many more. They may just get a sponsor if this match goes into the fifth day. Because as you see, the West Indies team is playing without a sponsor on the front of their shirt. But hopefully, win or lose, they can take this match into a fifth day. If I was forced to bet, I would bet that Australia will win on the fourth day if I was forced to bet. But I'm not being forced to bet. And I'm not going to bet. My heart is that West Indies will fight again. That they will fight again and defy the expectation of those who expect them to lose and win this match. Or even if they do not win, they will take it into the fifth day. I hope that determination that we saw in the first test, that Blackwood spoke about when he was interviewed and he asked about the captain. These were the words from Blackwood. It is very inspiring. He's speaking about Craig Brathwaite, the West Indies superstar captain. It is very inspiring. For a long while, we are close friends. He really came and showed that he had that hunger and determination to score that century. As a unit, we have a lot to learn from that. I think as a batting unit, we have a lot to learn from that. Those were the words of Brathwaite in commending his captain. I hope they have learned from it. And in batting more than 200 overs, almost 208 overs in that first test, and I've been fully acclimatized to the Australian conditions, I hope that the team will perform better in this test match than the previous one. But Australia have never lost a day and night match. They have played 10 day and night matches and they have won them all. Only England have pushed them to a fifth day. But they have won all the 10 day and night matches that they have played. It was at this same Adelaide Oval 2 years ago that they dismissed the powerful Indian batting lineup for 36 runs. The West Indies do have a battle on their hand. And with the record crowd in attendance and a very aggressive crowd in attendance, that increase the pressure on the West Indies. But if they come out of this game looking good, they will have won a lot of fans. And as I have said, they may just win a sponsorship for the front of their shirts. Let's take your comment. 007. But Thomas is an aggressive counter-attacking player. Thomas bats 4 in regional. It's hard for you to put him down at number 7. Sorry about that. Thomas, in this last regional season, have a strike rate of 93.66. He was a third leading run scorer in this year regional 4-day cricket competition with 414 runs, averaging 59, almost 60, with, as I said, a strike rate of 93.66. He's an attacking batsman. And I appreciate your opinion. And if Thomas should bat at number 4, there's no issue with me for that. I do not have an issue. So it's okay if he should bat at number 4, 007. I welcome the different opinions. I will not counter your opinions. You and mine differ in this case. There are a number of times that our opinions agree, even earlier tonight. I would prefer Thomas to bat at 7. You said 4. That's what makes this community so healthy. Thank you for your opinion. That's what we do. Differ in opinion. Accepting different opinion. Australia will send us into bat. Sheldon Smith, cool. What I just said a while ago is the same thing here. I don't think they will do. You think they will. We will know in a little over 3 hours. But as I said, this is what makes this community so healthy. The different opinion, the different viewpoints, the deep thought process. It all helps for a healthy community, a healthy discussion. When we can accept each other's opinion, even we may not agree, but we accept and we understand. Thank you, Sheldon, for that comment. Hi, Mr. Host. I would play only fit players. It would be a stupid mistake to play unfit players to break down on the field. But with West Indies cricket, you can expect the unimpossible. I agree with you. And that is why in my 11, if you look at the video yesterday, it's on the home page where I picked my 11. I picked the 11 fit players. Mayers have a shoulder injury. Bonner, with his concussion from the first test, we should not risk his health. Seals have a left knee issue. And Roach with an hamstring problem. We should not play these players. We cannot afford for them to break down. Kurt Amud, I agree with you. Laura can help them get a sponsor. Well, Sheldon, I hope so too. I really hope so too, Sheldon. Thanks for your contribution as always. Changing Lives broadcast. David still can beat Goliath. Thank you for that. Yes, we can win, and I'm hoping that we will win. Scott Boland is one to be watching because he's quick and he's good. Yes, 007. Cummins, Cummins will not be playing in this match. And I tried to focus on the West Indies team. But it's because, as I've said, we bat so many overs why Cummins have that stiffness and that soreness. He will not be playing. But his replacement in this match will be Scott Boland. Reports coming out of Australia is that Scott Boland is bowling very fast. And we all know that Scott Boland test average with the ball is 9.55. So there'll be no letting up. Scott Boland is getting wickets at 9.55 runs per over. And the other pacer in the team, not Ayleswood and Stark, a guy named Lance Morris, is bowling at 150 kilometers per hour for joke. He's 24 years old, but he may not play. I think Scott Boland, or Australia already named their 11. Scott Boland is replacing Cummins in the 11. Next comment. Craig Mohammed, good evening and welcome. Good evening to all in the community. I hope you have a wonderful day and will have an equally great night. Do we have a fit player if another concussion sub is needed? Not. Every player is down there except the 11 that I name in my 11. The other 4 persons have some injury. But I think if we have to use a player, if Mayers is not in the starting 11, I do not know the starting 11s yet. I know the Australian starting 11, one change. My starting 11, I've listed it already. And it is the 2 openers, the Silva at 3, Brooks at 4, 5 would be Blackwood, 6 is Chase, 7 is Thomas, who I would use as a keeper. 8 will be Older, 9 will be Joseph, Mindley, and Phillips. Kirk Ahmed, Devon in for Mayers, plus he will bowl some overs, and Mindley in for Roach, and Phillips in for Seals. Okay, that's Kirk Ahmed good, but it's just I know that Thomas can bowl, but I would use him as a keeper because I want to put that Silva at 3. But then varying opinions are welcome, and we welcome them all. We look forward to see the team that the West Indies will pick. So who will all new ball with Joseph? We have Mindley and Phillips and Older. We have Mindley, Phillips, and Older. My choice would be Mindley. If it was my choice, I will use Mindley to share the new ball with Joseph. That would be my choice, 007. Who would be your choice? Please let me know who would be your choice. Craig Mohammed. They should give Mindley a go. I think he will get a go, but it is only fair. And it's only practical and fair and honest and straightforward that Phillips, who was in the original squad, is ahead of Mindley. I think Mindley will only play if Roach and Seals cannot play. I would not play Roach or Seals, but the West Indies selectors may have different ideas, as they all have. It's time for West Indies to do their best to get Shai Hope in the test squad. I believe so too, but as we have said, let us support those who are there right now. I think Shai Hope and Brandon King and the fast bowler from Trinidad, Gabriel, should be in any West Indies squad once they are fit. I really think I saw Gabriel bowling in the US Open today, and he was bowling really fast. And apart from bowling really fast, it's how quick he was getting back to his top of his mark and how quick he was running in that impressed me more than all. I really think Hope, King, and Gabriel should be in any West Indies team. But that's a discussion for another time. We have 11 players who are taking that field tonight in Australia, and we should send them our energy. We should send them positive energy. Hopes need to go to county cricket and correct his red ball games. That's another opinion coming in from my good friend. Joseph and Mindley, and bring Phillips for a first change. So yes, 007, that's what I just said. I said there are many times when we disagree, and there are many times when we agree, and that's what makes it so healthy. We agree on this one. The previous comment, we never have the same opinion. What a wonderful community we are. Oh my, we can agree and we can disagree. Game changer. Do you expect any other batter besides the captain scoring 100 runs? I look at it, and there are 4 persons' names that came to me. Chanderpaul, the captain, Chase, and Blackwood. Chase, Blackwood, the captain, and Chanderpaul. I really hope that our batsmen perform. And I'm not saying that Brooks I'm not saying that Brooks and Thomas won't perform under Silva. I'm not saying that Older won't make some runs or Joseph don't make some runs. But if I was to bet on who I think will make some runs, those are the four batsmen. Blackwood, Chase, and the two openers. I really hope the two openers get off to a good start. King, yes, Hope red ball game was questionable. Understand 007. If all players get at least 50 in our top 8, we should be good. That would be 500 runs. I know 5 8s is 40, which is 400. But I know that they won't stop at 50. Everyone won't stop at 50. So that's why I put it at 500 runs. If our top 8 averages 50, we would be in good stead. Now, just a little trivia. I have picked a combined 11 from the first test. This is purely off performance for the first test. And I want a left and right combination at the top. And Brathwaite in the match was the only opener that made 100. Khawaja made a half century in the first innings, so was Chanderpaul. But in the second innings, Chanderpaul made 40-something and Khawaja only made 11. And since Chanderpaul batted against better bowling attack than Khawaja, I will open with Brathwaite and Chanderpaul. Labuschagne, the new world number 1, will be 3, Simmons will be 4, Ed will be 5, Green will be 6. I would put in Da Silva. I don't think Carey keep as well as Da Silva. I think Da Silva kept better than Carey in that match. Looking at the match, and if you look back at it, Da Silva glove work was much better than Carey. Joseph will be in as the fastest bowler of the lot, and naturally Stark and Hazelwood, and the spinner would be Lyons. That is my combined 11 from the first test. Picking a combined 11 from both teams from the first test. That is my combined 11. Just a little trivia, and I'll take your final comment. Hi, good night. Nikimo Jacobs. Hi, good night. I believe that this 11 should play in the second test. Brathwaite, Chanderpaul, Thomas, Mayers, Blackwood, Da Silva, Older, Chase, Joseph, Seals, and Minley. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, thank you for participating, Nikimo Jacobs. Thank you for submitting your 11. I think that's the first time we are seeing that exact 11, but the community members, including I, have put up our 11. My 11 different from yours, but we are not the selectors. And as I've said repeatedly, what makes this community healthy is our tolerance for different opinions. So don't be afraid to share your opinion. We welcome it. Maybe that is the 11 that is going to play. We're just going to wait about 3 hours. Now it's a little under 3 hours, as the match will start at 12 midnight in the Eastern Caribbean and 11 p.m. in Jamaica. So let's see. It will be good. It will be good. Whosoever get their playing 11 right, just like how Malcolm P got his playing 11 right in the first test, I will acknowledge it. I will bring it forward. So please put your playing 11 in the comment sections, or in the comment section, or in the chat. So whosoever get their playing 11 right, I will acknowledge it. I will bring it forward. Stark is faster than Joseph. 007. No, Joseph fastest delivery is faster than Stark fastest delivery. Joseph is consistently faster than Stark. Stark have never bowled 150 yet, 007. Yes, he has never bowled 150 yet. I would have Chase back before Older. Yes, in my starting 11, Chase is at 6 and Older is at 8. In my starting 11, I have Thomas, who I will play as the wicket keeper at number 7. So Craig Mohammed, I will definitely bat Chase ahead. I would definitely bat Chase ahead of Older. Do you remember that match that I spoke of 30 years ago? Is what at the Adelaide Oval. We are now back at the Adelaide Oval. West Indies have not beaten Australia in 25 years. The match I spoke about earlier, which is of legendary tales, was 30 years ago at Adelaide Oval. Can we silence this Australian crowd tonight? Can we silence them in this match? Can we give Phil Simmons a send-off, a proper send-off in his last match as coach of the West Indies? We are rooting for West Indies. As someone said in the chat, David can still slay Goliath. It will be a hard task. And I'm not here telling you that West Indies is going to win. As I said, if I have to bet, I would bet that Australia will win this match in 4 days. If I was a betting man, that's what would be my bet. But let's remain optimistic because it's our team. It's our combined nations that we call the West Indies. Let's send them positive vibes, positive energy. After the tour is finished, after the match is finished, we curse who we should curse. We blame who we should blame. Performances, not the individual. We blame the performances that we should blame. We curse the performances that we should curse. But right now, we criticize the performances that we should criticize when the match is finished. But right now, right here, we need to send them positive energy and hope for the best. We should not get carried away that they can beat Australia. Australia is the top ranking team in the World Test Championship. They have beaten everybody. They have never lost a day and night test match. It is like David going to fight against Goliath. But just like how David slayed Goliath, West Indies can slay Australia. But let's temper our expectation because they are the better team, the much better team. But with the determination and the courage that we showed in the first test, and being in Australia for such a long time, and acclimatizing to the condition, and with our superstar captain, and our fast bowler Joseph, and Chase. Chase said that he watched Lions bowl and you have learned a lot. My question to Chase, did you ask Lions a few questions? I hope he did. I hope he just didn't watch him, but went up to Lions and asked him a few questions. But let's hope, but don't get our expectation too high, because this Australian team is a very good team. And as I said, they have never lost a day and night match. 2 years ago, they bowled out India with Kohli and Rohit and Pujara for 36 on this same pitch. It's a dropped-in pitch. It dropped in last week because last week there was a concert there at the Adelaide Oval. It's a drop-in pitch with 8 millimeters of grass on it. And as I said, it is expected to seam a bit. It's expected to spin a bit. But it's also expected that those who can bat will make runs on it. The West Indies are the underdog. But will they spring a surprise? Will they conquer the mighty Australian in this one? Your comments. They should even, if we go down, go straight to day 5. Yes, if we go to day 5, I guarantee you that we would win more fans. We won a lot of fans by taking that first test into the 5th day. Remember, I said it earlier in a show that for the entire 5-day at Perth, at the Optus Stadium, the total number of persons that came to watch the match for the entire 5 days were 40,000. Tonight alone, because of the West Indies performance in that first test, tonight alone, Thursday Australian time, there will be more than 40,000 persons at the Adelaide Oval. That's how impressive we taking that first match into the 5th day was. Craig Mohammed, 11. Brathwaite, Chanderpaul, Da Silva, Brooks, Blackwood, Chase, Thomas, Older, Joseph, Phillips, and Menley. You and I have the exact 11, Craig Mohammed. We hope that it's 11 where we can praise ourselves. Nikema Jacobs, yes, I believe so. If the middle order batsmen do their part and come together, it will be hard for Australia if West Indies come good tonight, like they did play England. True, we look forward. Mr. Casanova, you made some comment in a chat. I don't remember what those comments were. Do you remember? But there's something that I want to challenge you on. A friendly little rivalry. I don't remember those comments. I'm going to look for those comments and I'm going to reply to it. Chase better take 5 wickets in this innings. We hope so too, Mr. Casanova 1. How you doing, man? Good night. I hope you had a great day. But you and I have a little chat to do. We have a little chat to do. Right? Kenroy Campbell, we need to stop play for day 5 and start to win matches. Kenroy Campbell, I agree with you. But everything is a process. It's an incremental step forward, one step at a time. It is not easy to beat Australia in Australia. As you saw there, England played 5 matches against Australia and Australia last year, this time. They batted in 10 innings and they did not make 300 runs in any one of those innings. West Indies have batted in 2 innings so far, and we made 283 and 333. It's an incremental process. We all hope for the day when the West Indies will win again and will be able to beat Australia and Australia. But right now, while we all hope that they will win this second test match, if we look at it rationally and practically, Australia should win. And so West Indies taking this match into a 5th day is a win in some measure. I understand Kenroy Campbell, and I hope those days will come again when we will win. But right now, it's David against Goliath, and we are praying and hoping that David slay Goliath. Question to you, Nikema Jacobs, question to you. Should Menley and Joseph open the bowling? Yes, if both of them are playing, I would go for both of them to open the bowling. I would not risk Roach, but if Seals is playing, and I would not risk Seals either, but I do not know what the selectors will do. I do not know what Phil Simmons will do in his final match. And I know Phil Simmons will make the best decision because he wants to leave with a win. And I don't think there'll be any bias in this 11. I know he's going to go with the best 11 because he wants with a win. But if Seals is not there, if Seals is not there and Roach is not there, then Menley should partner Joseph. But whosoever is playing, whosoever the pace bowlers are playing, if Seals is playing, if Roach is playing, if Alder is playing, Joseph, in my opinion, should get the first bite of that cherry. Joseph should start the bowling. I don't remember the chat. Was it about Chris Gayle being the best? I don't remember, Mr. Casanova, but we are going to take it up, man, because you are always talking, eh? We're always having some lively discussion. I'm going to remember and take it up. Incidentally, in that poll about Chris Gayle and Brathwaite, 58% of you choose to open with Brathwaite over Chris Gayle if the bowler is Chaminda Vaz. So it's not that you are saying that you would open with Brathwaite anytime over Chris Gayle. It is just limited to choose Brathwaite if the bowler is Chaminda Vaz. So that's the one occasion that you will choose Brathwaite over Chris Gayle if the bowler is Chaminda Vaz. That's what that poll was saying. 58% of you to 42% Chris Gayle. Game changer, Brathwaite, Chanderpaul, Brooks, Thomas, Blackwood, Chase, Older, Da Silva, Joseph, Phillips, Roach or Menley. Okay, good 11 game changer. And we are all looking forward to the next 2 hours and 40 minutes. Well, 2 hours and 10 minutes, we will know the team. As soon as the team comes out, I'll post it in the chat. Okay, so I'll post it in the chat. Thank you everyone for tuning in. It was a lovely show. I enjoyed it. Thank you for the communication. Have a great night. And I hope that tomorrow morning we'll have a good day's play. Good night and take care, everyone. Have a blessed day. Question to you. Is it true that Chanderpaul and Brathwaite 116 runs opening stand is the best since 216? I will double check it. Since 216 is our best opening stand. I will double check it, Nikema Jacobs. I'll double check it as soon as this broadcast is said. Or someone in the chat, can they confirm it? Bless up Elmore Alls. Have a great night, sir. Can someone in the chat confirm what Nikema Jacobs just asked? Anyone in the chat can confirm. Is it the 116 by Chanderpaul and Brathwaite, the highest West Indies opening stand since 2016? Or is it this limited to Australia? Because that 116 look a little small for me. Is that limited to Australia? Is it our best opening stand against Australia? Thank you everyone for tuning in. Good night, and may God bless you all, and have a wonderful, wonderful night.